Well, if you came to see a good game, you saw a great game. Two teams that really like to score the basketball, and it turned out to be a really good defensive game. I thought we were completely locked in. Let me get this out of the way. I'm a little disappointed at the end of the game that they didn't at least review it. I mean, we've had probably three or four goaltendings in the game, and I thought before the referees would run off the floor, they would review it. So that's my disappointment. Our crowd was tremendous. Especially knowing that we were going to have some ice and snow. I thought everybody really showed up. It's a great game. I mean, you look back at the last two possessions. Theirs offensively, we went and obviously both of our big and our guard gravitated to their guard, and Washington was underneath the basket. They made a really good play, and then at the end of the game, we were running our push action, and they did a good job of icing us, pushing us to his left. And I thought JT really got a good look off of it. But we will build, we'll get better from it. It's a good game. Like, I don't, nothing, not going to take any away from Carolina because I'm disappointed in the last shot that we didn't get a chance to see. So we'll move on. We'll get better from it. We'll learn from it. Questions? Oh no, we were running our push action where we were trying to get a ball screen into a roll replace. Cadeau did a really good job pushing Michael to his left and not letting him get to the ball screen. And obviously, once we got off the ball screen, we moved it into a ghost, and JT had a great drive, and obviously it didn't go down. So
From a defensive standpoint, coach, you played against Carolina, number one ACC scoring offensive team in the league. Was it your goal to kind of turn them into a half court offense and keep them out of transition?
well, I thought we did a good job. Now, I will say this: I didn't like the transition baskets we gave up. I mean, we still gave up 16. So you probably got the number one and number two transition teams in the league, and between us and two of them, we go back and forth. I think if we cut those transition baskets out, obviously it's maybe a different outcome. If you say, Coach, be picky about one thing, I didn't like the way we gave them some easy transition baskets. It just he's playing. I mean, he's buying in. We got buy-in, and he's starting to play. He's starting to understand what we're looking for, and he's playing with a little toughness. And certainly, when you play with toughness and you play with grit, the ball certainly scores for you, and that's what he's doing for us. No, I think their bigs have gotten better at their role. I know a lot of people because of the fact that guys don't score as much with their back to the baskets. People don't think that post guys are valuable anymore. He did a great job of short rolling and making the right play, and obviously, defensively he's gotten better. So I think it helps their team that he's taken off and gotten a lot better in the program. It's tough. I would be lying to you if I told you it wasn't. A little frustrating because we got two really good bigs, and we were out without being at UVA, and then obviously you get this game here, and you can play the what if game. But it's tough. But and I'm not going to take away from Ish. I thought Ish came in and did a good job for us. But we've been going with a two-headed monster at the five, and we didn't have that. Well, Michael's a good complimentary player, and he's smart. And so what I mean by that is he determines, if he needs to score this game, if he needs to be a facilitator. He's one of those guys who will go into the game and figure out, all right, what does the team need from me on a given night, and he'll do that. So he knows how to play. He's doing a good job. He's obviously, he catches a lot of flack because he's not your traditional scoring point guard, but he means a lot to our program. I don't think it was what they were doing the second half. I thought both teams got great shots. I mean, I thought we played better in the second half ourselves. And the one thing we didn't have at halftime, I thought we had two transition baskets, and we talked about you got to be better rebounding the ball so we can get out and run. And I thought once we got on the run, we got some easy back. It was a that game was a tough, hard nosed half court battle. And when you look at it, probably you'll say the difference in the game is 16 fast break points versus 10. I mean, everything else was pretty even. Obviously they made a few more threes. I thought Ian Jackson did a great job making shots tonight from the right corner. I don't. Brandon fell. I don't have any updates on Mike, and Brandon fell and didn't feel like he could go today.
Obviously, the little things added up. Take 6 turnovers that led to those fast break points. But does it sometimes help that the players can see how close they are in terms of what is needed for every possession?
Yeah, we don't take moral victories in this program, but we had some turnovers that they were live ball turnovers that, cost if they gave them some easy baskets. And we got to be better at that. The one thing that we didn't do that we've done pretty much the entire game, entire season is I didn't think we moved the ball and shared the ball as much as we did. Meaning, we came out of this game with 7 assists, and most of those came in the second half. They didn't come in the first.
This season, you've talked quite a bit about just some slow starts in previous games, but it felt like y'all came out with a lot of juice in both halves. Was there anything specific that you could attribute to that?
No, we just worked on it. We've been, we've done more 4 minute segments in practice, starting the game at halftime, down 4 or 5, those type of things. We've tried to create moments to put us in that situation so we don't start in a deficit all the time.
Carolina could have randomly in the second half after coming out at halftime hit a couple threes. Did you like the fight from your team? Did you see a reflection of yourself from your team in responding?
Well, that's a compliment to me if you think so, because we're not going to lay down. That's not. Like if we lose a game by a lot of points, it's because the team made shots, but it's never going. You're never going. Look at our heart and say we ain't ready to play. I don't coach that way, and I don't recruit guys that way. You know,
What do you think was the reason why the team shot as poorly as it did today?
I think they miss shots.
Nothing in specific.
Miss shots. I know we miss shots.
One more.
You did a good job slowing down Ian Jackson in the first half, and like you said, kind of got loose in that second half from their opponent. What's your plan on stopping those like high volume shooters in the future?
I just thought Ian had great looks and made them. I thought, part of Ian's shots were you got to give credit to Washington. I thought he did a great job of short rolling, and a lot of times bigs are not great passers, and he made some really good plays on that part of it to get him the ball. But you think about this now. You say, let me make sure before I say this. We go into every game trying to take away the top 1 or 2 scores. We did our job. RJ Davis is one of the best scorers in the country, and he had 11 points. And so we did a good job. Is we came up 2 possessions a little bit short. And what I mean by that is defensively, they made the one play at the end, and then offensively, obviously, we couldn't score at the end or whatever happened or whatever need to be reviewed.
Thanks, coach.